Welcome to YouTube Creator News, where I keep YouTubers like you up to date with everything that's happening on YouTube that impacts you as a content creator. So if you're a YouTuber, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything important. Today, I have some really exciting news to share with you. This is a huge deal. When the information first broke about a handful of months ago, it put a lot of content creators like myself into a little bit of a panic just because it was an attack on YouTube's recommendation system. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about Google deleting accounts and what you need to know about that, because some people are freaking out about that as well. And there's some analytics updates and some other YouTube creator news starting right now with an upload issue. So if you had problems uploading yesterday, just as a heads up, that problem has now been fixed. You can go ahead and upload. There was just a glitch in the system that made it to where when you were trying to upload videos, it wouldn't work, or when you uploaded a video, it would just stay processing forever. So if you're somebody that dealt with that, everything is fixed now. You have the go ahead and go ahead and get that content uploaded. In addition to that, YouTube has no plans to delete your YouTube videos if they are inactive, and the accounts that are Google accounts that have YouTube channels with videos on them, those are also not getting deleted. So Google is, however, so if you have old Google accounts that you haven't been active in within 2 years, then Google is actually going to go and start removing those. So that includes like your Google Drives and all of that stuff. So just make sure that if you have old accounts that you don't want taken away, that you do log into those, get some activity on those accounts. But as it relates to your YouTube channel, which is the important part for what it is that we are doing here today, you have nothing to worry about as it comes to YouTube. Even if you haven't uploaded your videos in a while, whatever, they are not taking down YouTube channels or YouTube videos as part of this particular update. So don't worry about it. Don't freak out. People were going nuts on Twitter over this, but it's not, a big deal. Everything's fine as it relates to YouTube. They even updated the article, as you can see here, from our friend Renee Ritchie, the YouTube creator liaison. So make sure you follow him on Twitter for situations like this, so you can make sure that you are staying up to date in like real time when things like this are happening and people start, kind of losing it a little bit. Next up, let's talk about the elephant in the room. So when it comes to the Section 230 update, so just as a quick heads up for those of you that are not familiar with what this is. So all social media outlets that recommend content to people, that includes YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anything that has a feed of any kind where they're recommending content to people, there was a lawsuit to where those recommendation systems were under attack because the social media outlets like YouTube, when they recommend content to people, they actually got a lawsuit where they were claiming that because YouTube recommended certain content to someone, it caused someone to take certain actions, which then resulted in a horrible act of violence. And this lawsuit, if it had went through the way that they were hoping, it would have actually changed the way that all of these platforms are able to recommend content. So at the time that came out a few months ago, it was like, oh gosh, this could essentially break YouTube and how we get our videos in front of people. So it was a big scare. However, I do want to let you know that the 230 is not getting changed in any way right now. So basically, they've decided on that, and they've said that they are not going to reinterpret the Section 230 for that particular case, and they are not going to blame the social media networks as of right now when they do recommend content to people. One of the things that were said about this, and this is from Clarence Thomas, he said, if aiding and abetting liability were taken too far, then ordinary merchants would become liable for any misuse of their goods and services, no matter how attenuated their relationship with the wrongdoer. He said those who merely deliver mail or transmit emails becoming liable for the content of those messages, or even people witnessing a robbery becoming liable for the theft. There's no allegations that defendants treated ISIS in any differently from anyone else. Rather, defendants' relationships with ISIS and its supporters appeared to have been the same as their relationship with their billion-plus other users, arm's length, passive, and largely indifferent. So that's a humongous breath of fresh air for those of us, especially if you're somebody that does this as, your job, or if you're somebody that wants to do this as your job. That was something that had, a lot of people on edge. So really thrilled and excited and delighted to share that news with you, because it's super positive, and I'm really happy of the outcome of that, as I'm sure, a bunch of people are. Next, so on YouTube, as it relates to features that they are rolling out, so we have some analytics updates. So the very first one here, and you should have this in your account right now. YouTube shows formats now that your viewers watch on YouTube. So this is a screenshot of mine, so you can see you guys are watching videos and shorts, and a lot of you are watching lives, but not everybody. So with that, just use this information to help you better, tune into the type of content or the format of content that your viewers respond to best. So if you find that like your viewers are just not watching shorts, then it doesn't make a lot of sense for you to make, shorts. If you find that your viewers don't watch live streams at all, then in that case, it doesn't make sense to do a bunch of live streams if they're not interacting, right? So that's how you use this particular graph. Fortunately for me, it seems like all you guys, watch pretty much everything, which is a huge, huge win. So the next update that we have as it relates to the analytics, and I actually messed up the graphic here, is that you can now see your revenue by the revenue source. So what that means is, I'm changing it right here in real time. There we go. So what that means is, in the past, you had to kind of dig into like advanced mode of your analytics and try to figure out exactly where your money was coming from. Now they have it separated through these little, token things that you see up here. Some toxic stuff on my finger, I think. But you can see up here that they have the information. So they have these little tokens up there at the top, and when you click on that, it'll show you the revenue generated from those specific things. So you see super chats up there, you see YouTube ads on there, you see super thanks on there, but it just gives you an idea of what it is that people are responding to in terms of monetization with you, and not really what people are responding to, but where you're collecting the most money and all of that on your channel, so you can use that as a way to say, hey, I have this whole opportunity here that I'm missing out on. I'm not even using that, but I could use that as a way to generate more revenue, like memberships and things like that. They have also, that's why it changed it on both of them. Okay, so the next thing is they also made it to where you can deep dive into your remixes. So if somebody's remixing your content, you can actually go and look, and then if somebody remixes their content, then you can see, the views that have come in from that. So it just kind of helps you keep better track of your remixes. And if you're somebody that makes viral content or content that ends up being viral in nature, and you have a lot of people on remixes and things like that, then you can use this information as a way to see what people, get triggered by. So then that way you can say, well, if people remix this type of thing a lot, and then, people are remixing theirs and so on, then that type of content is a good fit in terms of just getting a lot of wide distribution. So you want to make sure that you are keeping that in mind as well. I also want to let you know, because I always keep you guys updated on, things that are happening in tools as well. So vidIQ just dropped a chat bot. They had their AI coach, but they just did some really cool stuff with it I want to let you know about. And I'm being, agnostic here, when it comes to these things. But basically, when I tried to use this for the first time because I got the email, and I go in there and I start asking it about, what should my next video be? And it tells me, based on the content that's performing on your channel, this would be a good idea for your next video. And it gives me like an additional block of information saying, some additional ideas you might want to consider are blah, blah, blah. Really amazing feature. So you can see right here in this screenshot, I said, hey, what are my best videos in audience retention? And then it gives me a reading basically saying over the last 30 days, these are the videos that have had the best, retention for your channel. So then you can use that information and say, hey, I'm going to go in and take a look and see, exactly what's happening on my channel, and ask it questions related to the data that's happening on my channel, so that I can use that information to make better videos for people or to get more reach or whatever the thing is. You can try this out for yourself. I've got a link right at the very top of the description. If you go down to the description box where you can go check this out, it's super amazing. Like, I was really blown away at just how accurate this thing is and just how much information it was able to feed back to me. So I really recommend that you go check this out. But again, that link's down in the description. I do want to let you know that as soon as this stream is over here, actually in 7 minutes, I'm going to be doing live channel reviews over on the Tube Spanner YouTube channel. It's pinned at the very top of the chat right now. So if you are interested in getting a channel review, or you want to watch some channel reviews in the background or something like that, you can go ahead and head over there. It's going to just redirect you as soon as this is over. And if you're coming in on the replay, as long as it's within about an hour or so after this new segment, finishes, then you'll be able to come over and participate over there as well. So I welcome you to, come and hang out. And that's the news. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time.